about time somebody started speaking with some consistency and with some sense. I don't know much about this man. I've heard, different criticisms about him, but I don't know. I haven't looked into it myself, into the details, so I don't know what side of the political spectrum on different topics he stands on. But we're going to talk about this today, this particular one today. See, it's all about consistency. This is Mayor Eric Adams out of New York City. Now, of course, New York, LA, those are some of the most unconstitutional states in all of America. If you're all about having civil liberties, civil rights and stuff like that, these aren't the places to go. It might be opportunity to do a lot of things, big cities, a lot of money flowing through there. But civil rights, so you can throw that out the window. But as far as this, Eric Adams commented, he's basically calling for social media platforms to start banning drill music due to a recent drill rapper getting killed. Now, I forget the guy's name. Starts with a C. I forget his name. But not only that, but you had, the drill rapper Nas Blicky. He was shot recently. You had another guy who was an affiliate of, what's his name? Fivio Foreign. T. Wu. He was shot and killed. You had a whole string of violence. A whole lot of violence going up. Not only that, in the past couple years, the murder rate has skyrocketed in New York City. Now it's nowhere near what it used to be, like back in the day. It was at one point it was seeing almost 2,000 murders a year. So it's nowhere near that. They've got it all the way down. They've implemented a lot of different things. It's a lot of it may have been effective. Things like banning guns and stop and frisk laws. But, I can't condone it because, like I always say, it's unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional to do. There has to be a different way. But nonetheless, that's a whole nother conversation. They nonetheless were effective at curbing the gun violence, the killings. But, with the recent pop-up with drill music and everything, and I think, they've actually, Actual Justice Warrior, well, I watched one of his videos where he's talking about the stop and frisk laws and saying how, how they were effective and how since they've dropped them, the crime has gone up. I understand it. I get it, but it's unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional. So, I'm always going to be an advocate of, living more dangerous freedom instead of peaceful slavery, right? Always going to be an advocate of that. But I get it. And it's actually, everything he's saying is practical. Everything about it is practical. It's just, it invades on people's privacy. You're oppressing people that may have nothing to do with nothing. They just want to protect themselves. And also at the same time, just stopping random people at, any given time and patting them down, putting them on the wall or whatever y'all may do, asking them to see whatever. And when they've done nothing, they can't just live their lives. That's horrible, man. That's horrible. But like I said, it's something that is effective. But, things like that mixed with, the whole drill wave. And We all know that drill, it's originated with Chicago. And it's one of the most influential waves that ever hit the scene, man. I mean, it's affected everywhere. Talking about, from the East Coast to down south to the West. These guys have adopted these things, naming it, talking about smoking on so-and-so or dissing dead people. All of the different stuff they doing, man. That's that whole scene is spread, man, like a wildfire. And so he wants to ban it. He wants to ban it, not through legislation or anything, but he's calling on these social media companies to start doing it. Start being about the stuff that they claim to be about. People's safety or whatnot, right? Because they sit there all day and they want to talk about, what's dangerous, what's misinformation, what could lead people to get hurt, what's bad for, the people's minds. They're banning people who are, just asking questions about certain things. Just asking questions. They've gone that far, attacking people doing that. Whether you quoting something that doesn't fit a particular narrative. It may be factual, and factual doesn't mean truth. But, it may be factual and it comes from the source that everybody is legitimizing. And they'll still ban a person for putting out this information because it doesn't fall in line with the narrative that they want. That platform, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, because it's dangerous. It's dangerous and lives can be lost. And we're here for the well-being of the people, to protect the minds. Oh, Eric Adams is asking if this is what we're all about, and he used Trump as an example. Would he sit there and we'll ban Trump for saying something that can be, divisive and something that can be dangerous and get people hurt? We banned him for that. So how doesn't drill music fall under that? How doesn't anything where people are talking about, crazy stuff and talking about killing people and all of that? How does that not fall under it? And then you got folks like Jay-Z who sit up there making, instead of, taking the opportunity, and that's not the shit on Jay. Jay does a lot of good things, but it's weird that he's focusing primarily, him and Rock Nation, they're trying to get it to where the courts in New York City stop using lyrics and songs as evidence. When people are getting killed, innocent people getting killed. Well, not even if they're not innocent, nobody deserves to die. The murders has to stop. You got to get the murderers off the street. And they're putting a lot of truth, a lot of the stuff that they're saying is not just in an artistic manner as they're trying to paint it. But people know the difference. These detectives know the difference. The public knows the difference. We know what's real. Do you think that whole thing that was on TikTok talking about where's Corbin, the stuff that was going on in Florida and all the names that were being named, you thought that was just artistic fiction? These people are on social media, on Twitter, everything, confessing the crimes, on songs confessing the crimes, saying information, saying things that you would never be able to know without being there. And so you're trying to bring justice, especially when you're having, nobody wants to speak, nobody wants to talk. A lot of times because there's the whole snitching code, and a lot of times because they don't want to be hurt. And so they're not just sitting up there going and arresting people for just making a lyric like, oh, I shoot you down or whatever, talking about guns. It's specific things that they're saying. Specific things that they're saying that are relative to the case that's being investigated. Eric Adams is asking these social media sites to have consistency. Hold on just 1 second. All right, sorry about that. All right, so I'm back. But it just revealed that, let the snakes reveal who they are. Let the snakes reveal who they are, because, all of the media sites, like I stated, the Facebooks, the YouTubes, that he's calling on to make this happen, and these are government subsidized platforms, aka taxpayer money. It's coming out of taxpayer money, but they're government subsidized. And they want to cut off people and tell people what they can or can't say. It's supposed to be a government that's pro free speech, but that's not what they're about. But like I said, it's all about consistency. If this is what it's all about, and it's about protecting people, how come they've never, in all of this time, they haven't blocked none of this stuff, none of these crazy diss songs, none of that. But they claim to be about the welfare of the people, and the idiots out here just go along with it. They don't ask no questions. This is the same shit that has been being asked people on YouTube that we've been asking for the longest. Now, I don't want to see. I'm not, I want to see them be able to make money. I want them to be an outlet. If there's something, I'm all for the free market. If there's something, to sell, do what you got to do, as long as you're not hurting the next man. And that doesn't count for, whatever the words that you're putting on the song. Yeah, people get influenced, but that's where, there has to be workarounds. Parents have to be better parents. There has to, you have to do a lot of things and put a lot of stuff in order, which means, maybe you have to get in your kids' lives more. Oh, but, we can't because taxes are high and everything keeps going up and stuff like that. You see how it works? But y'all won't fight that. So it's just it just snowballs into another. Y'all won't fight that. Y'all won't put up not zero type of resistance or something, alternative, something. Won't even start brainstorming on this shit. Y'all just, we're tired. Let's go along with it. Fuck it. That's life. So there's more than one way to skin a cat. So I'm not gonna. I don't want them I want them to be able to eat, get their money, doing what they do. But that doesn't mean I'm condone the stuff that they're saying. Doesn't mean I'm gonna condone it. But like I said, all he's doing is he's just pointing out the hypocrisy and asking for consistency from these big tech companies. But they got something that they wanna. They got money that they want to make, but not only that, it's, a lot of it is even deeper than money, because there's a lot of money in it. Hip hop is the biggest genre right now, but not only that, but they have an agenda that they want to push. They've got an agenda. They can fuel these, they can fuel with these media platforms with as much money as they want to fuel it with. They can, because they got enough to play with. They got all the money to play with. Shit, the Federal Reserve prints off money. About like 2 cents on the dollar or something? They got all type of money to play with. They can push any type of agenda. They're not worried about, what's the backlash or what's the bottom line when it comes to, the profits that they make. That shit, they can eat the loss. because they got all type of money to play with. But they're funding these certain things. It's just like you saw the Biden administration was funding when I did the video about juvenile. That was openly stated that the Biden administration was funding these efforts to push, promote the jab to everybody. I mean, and they got every right to. They got no problem with it, They got every right to. Just use your own money. They're using the taxpayer money. Just do whatever that they want with it. And do the same thing with, on social media. Use the money to, to go to the popular platform and then do what they want. Do whatever they feel like. Hell, y'all don't forget, Jen Psaki said it herself that they were actively going on social media and tagging and blocking people and labeling things as disinformation. Not the people at Facebook. They were doing it themselves, helping Facebook. This is your money, the public's money, that is being used on this. So that's besides the point. Like I said, but they won't put any effort toward what's going on in every hood in America, in every major city. And you saw after, during the pandemic, the murder numbers went up. The murder numbers went up, and it's indiscriminate. It's women, kids, you name it. People who ain't into life, old people, whatever, college students. They all catching it. You may not know because you're not paying attention to these certain things, because you want to protect your energy. And I don't want to allow any negative news to ruin my day. No, the shit doesn't ruin my day. It offers clarity. It offers direction. So we can start moving towards solutions. So y'all want to move into good vibes and all of that shit, and then come out here and then throw crap at the wall and don't even understand what's going on around you. So you don't know how to attack. The stuff that you're doing is ineffective because y'all sit around in a bubble all day. I work just as hard as the next man. Just as hard as the next man. Non-stop. 7 days a week I work. To make sure that I've got savings and I can keep the bills paid. And I can stay way ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? But I'm staying on top of things as much as possible. So there's certain things you got to sacrifice. Maybe you, instead of listening to that album, your favorite album, or playing that video game you want to watch, or watching your favorite show on television, or watching that football game, maybe you need to take a little bit of time out and try to decipher what's going on around you. Doesn't make the news that you see, doesn't make it true or anything. News can be manipulated. But you take a time, to see what's going around, what's going on. Try to comprehend. So, hey, time to start holding these different, time to start holding these media giants and all of that, and these corporations. Time to start holding them accountable. They got an agenda. They want to promote, the slaughter, genocide, our own genocide. They want to promote that. It's been like that since the 80s. Exploiting a situation that, that they've manipulated. Yeah, we're culpable in some ways, that we got to have, We got to have responsibility for our own actions, but they understand how humans operate. So, and they exploit the conditions that they put, that they put black people in America in. It's been exploited. Rap music's been the main way. And they own, and so, yeah. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know if you agree, disagree. I listen to it all. And I'll holler at y'all later.